We're starting the show. I hope you're all ready to enjoy this because I've got some new guns.
Jeez.
For fuck's sake.
Old Irish tan killing machines they were. See that?
Classified as weapons now.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That's some grip on
Nice,
there.
nice grip on it, yeah. You know, and if you
Yeah.
want, I hear you can use it as a footballing thing or like a small football thing.
A small football thing. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's interesting.
Yeah, no, look at this one.
What do you call them?
Do you know what they shoot?
What do they shoot?
.38.
0.38. Jesus. Fair play.
All right. Well, welcome to the show. So, what's going on, everybody? What are we talking about? What's the first thing on our minds?
Well, we're at Airsofting there on Sunday, and today's Tuesday, obviously, so a few days have passed, and things have changed.
Different backgrounds.
Different backgrounds.
Time zones.
Two same backgrounds. One different background and two time zones.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Is there a different time zone between Kildare and Meath?
Yeah, it's like 50 years behind.
Ah, yeah. That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we went airsofting Sunday, which I have a fucking really annoying story about, but I think we say we went. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Red Barn.
Old Red Barn, which holds a lot of memories for a lot of people. Not me particularly, because I was only really there once or twice.
It's now called Inferno. Well, Inferno has moved to Red Barn now. Is effectively what happened. So it's called Inferno now. So anyone.
Oh right, so Inferno was the CQB site, and they've just called
it.
Okay.
It's Red Barn. So Inferno now. Rip.
Rest in the
there was some differences to the site now that were kind of annoying, but also the site hasn't changed that much, to be honest.
I hated it.
Yeah, it wasn't the same.
I mean, I can understand why people might like it, you know, the whole jungle kind of overgrown nature of the environment, but I hated it. I like urban assault. I like the setup they have out there. It's just too much. Not saying the guys in the front did a bad job, but they closed off a lot of areas, and it was kind of weird.
They got rid of the hovercraft.
Yeah, like it's they get rid of the hovercraft.
Which I'm really sad.
I forgot about that. No, like there was the site hasn't changed a whole lot, other than it's gotten a bit overgrown and they added a bit more cover. Like it was a good site. I liked it. I actually did enjoy it on Sunday, but like I don't know, there was something missing about it. I can't really put my finger on what it was, but I don't know, just
maybe the fact that you were recovering from your second COVID jab.
That could very easily be it.
Yeah. I was also extremely hungover. In fact, I was out drinking the night before from like 3 o'clock in the day till about 1:30 in the morning that night, and I fell asleep at a friend's house, and then woke up at about 6:30 wondering where my sister was, and then she texted me saying, "I'm in the garden." And I said, "What do you mean you're in the garden?" She goes, "My friend's garden." And I went outside, and all of them were still up drinking. So I ended up getting a taxi home. I texted Connor, and I was like, "I'm not going, not well. I'm getting sick." And don't you know, like 40 minutes later, who pulls up outside my house with the car outside, himself and Bradley, saying, "Oh, we're getting going." And I reluctantly got in the back of the car. We got out there, so I brought a chair with me. Tactical chair.
Yeah, you call me getting sick on the phone.
Yeah, I called you, and I was in the midst of the throes of I'm sleeping, but I'm also getting sick, and I'm also hungover, and it was just like, call Stephen, he's taking the tickets. But all in all, I enjoyed that. I'm glad that I went. It was just great to see everybody, and say final goodbyes. As you can tell, I'm clearly not at home anymore. Not even in the same continent. But yeah, it was good. It was funny just to see everybody. But I spent like a lot of time sitting on the chair in the waiting area, just being like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
What did you run? What do you think, Stephen?
I was being a bit lazy middly that day. I didn't sleep well, and it was all my own fault because I just didn't go to bed particularly early, but yeah, I was particularly lazy on Sunday. Overall, the site changed a fair bit, not as much as I thought it was going to have changed, but there, as Connor said, there is something missing from the sites. Like, I'd happily go again, but I think Urban Assault is our kind of...
I'd go again, but it's it wouldn't be my first choice. I think it's more the case of, at least I know there's another viable site within, like, it's easier for me to get to, because like it's, well, I say easier, it's same, it's half an hour for me to get to.
What's it to get to Urban Assault?
About an hour 10.
Is it an hour and 10? Really? It doesn't feel like an hour and 10.
Yeah, like, because I have to go Bradley. M4, M50, M1.
Right.
Or M4, M50, M3. So
if you stay at my house, though, it's...
Yeah, but I'm not...
Don't forget to bring your cans. Don't forget to bring your cans.
That's a little bit hard now, isn't it?
Did I mention that last time, where I purposely told Connor he didn't have to drive so that he could drink cans at the event, and he forgot to bring cans? I was so mad.
After.
I know, but I was so mad in that moment. I genuinely like, what? But we all ran similar weapons this week.
No,
Connor ran something completely different.
No,
I
similar weapons the last time.
Stevens was completely different.
I thought you ran. Did you not run your UMP?
Yeah, I thought you meant like we're all running similar guns, not that we all ran similar weapons to our last airsofting day. Yeah, I ran.
Yeah, I ran the same. I didn't use my pistol, but you ran the same, no?
Yeah, I ran the same kits. I just thought you meant like we all ran M4s.
Oh no, sorry,
no. That's where I made a mistake. Yeah, no, I ran the exact same loadout as the previous week because I was just too lazy to change anything out on my.
Yeah, and like as Tom alluded to earlier on, I got my second COVID dose on the Friday before going airsofting. So on the Saturday, like I really should have thought in advance to just get my gear ready before going airsofting and before getting the second dose. But on Saturday, as I was struggling in bed, I decided I better get my airsoft gear ready for the morning, and I could only get what was in arm's reach of me. So I went for nice and light. I went for my Crytek because I know it's reliable, and like 4 mags. That was it. Yeah. and my Glock. That's also because it's like on my bedside locker, and it's like my just in case somebody comes in, I can scare them away with the Glock.
Yeah.
No, it's just because it feels good.
The Glocks do feel amazing, and that's one thing that I do miss right now is like not being able to play with like a Glock or something right now. But don't do it. Don't. You missed this one, Tom. Don't. Yeah. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is my Glock. Yeah. Don't shoot me with my own gun. That's embarrassing. Do you have the other two with you?
They're over there somewhere. I'm too lazy to go get them, Tom. Sorry. Listen, they're somewhere.
Right. Okay. But yeah, I think we had it. Like overall, I'm glad I went, but I was in no state.
Oh yeah, you were in no state.
I was not competitive. I think generally I probably got about a handful of kills. I just really wasn't at it. Also, I don't like the overgrown nature of the thing. I know me and Bradley were like walking around like all the way. We tried a big flank.
They need to trim it down.
Yeah, and like we just couldn't see anyone for ages. And eventually, by the time we saw somebody, it was because this is one thing I don't like the tactics they were using, the other team, because they would literally sit and hide in bushes at walkways, and that's it. They wouldn't actually like. I know. To me, it wasn't in the spirit of airsoft, because in the spirit of it, you're supposed to play it like to some extent of realism, like no speeds often. No M4 gas, no M4 pistols, which is what we saw one guy running.
M4 Magnum pistol. I hate it.
Like,
as you said before, we fucking hate them.
It's just the worst thing ever. It looks awful, and it's not like true to form in a sense. And the fact that this guy was just lying down in the bush because it was like we had to kill everybody to move on, so he just decided, "Here, I'm going to hide at the very back of the map where no one's going to be."
I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
I think it was unfair the entire enemy team having, well, not the entire enemy team, the enemy team having all the ghillie suits. Like we have.
That's. I don't mind that at all.
See, the
Like,
enemy
there's
teams
also
are
the
good,
guys in
you
the-
get none.
But all the guys who had the ghillie suits were all together anyway.
Yeah, I know they were all
part of the same
together.
group. So
Oh
like,
no, I understand that did not separate them.
they're not. You know,
for that
don't split
reason.
like. No,
But it
I
was
don't
just
see the.
an
I don't see the
advantage they
point
had.
in separate,
Yeah.
like in giving out about people when.
Oh, I'm
ghillie
not giving
suits.
out. They did a very
Like-
good job. Like I'm
It
not
was just
saying-
annoying.
It was
Yeah,
just,
no, it's annoying,
It had
but, like-
an advantage for the overgrown nature of the fields that they were
Yeah,
getting right up.
that's
close.
Like, even coming out from Sunday, like I've decided that I'm gonna build my own ghillie, or at least an own ghillie top half for sure, because it's adaptable for a lot of situations. So
I
like,
wouldn't.
it's something I wanted to do already. So I
Mm.
said, Joe, I'll just do it. Spend
Ah.
60 or 70 quid on it, and be happy with it.
I wouldn't go out and get a ghillie suit. I thought about it at the start, but the more kind of like I like going like kind of lightweight with like my chest rig and stuff. And
Oh yeah, well, like that's
Yeah,
what I'll be
adaptable.
doing with my ghillie. I'll be going lightweight as well. But
I think they
it-
can kind of make it harder to.
not necessarily.
But yeah, I didn't like the tactics the team were playing, and also they were being kind of. I don't remember. I don't really want to talk about that thing that happened, Connor, with when we were walking back
Oh yeah,
from defending.
yeah. It was
Bad
some of the
form.
games were a bit. They
Imbalanced?
weren't poor. They were not imbalanced, just poorly explained, and that's only what their second or third week open.
Mm.
Second week,
Um,
third game. Or
no, I
fourth
think
game.
no, that's their third week, I think, isn't
You
it?
sure?
Yeah,
Oh, I know.
I think
Yeah,
that's
we
the
third,
third. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a third week open. Like there's still going to be teething problems because they obviously they're a CQB site. They were a CQB site, and they went out and bought this an outdoor field. So like they're only really looking at their experiences all with CQB, obviously. So as time goes on, they'll be able to adapt to outdoor field.
Yeah.
Like even one thing about that is like the weight, the BB weights. It's like Red Barn Inferno. They limited the BB weights to 0.25 grams only. No matter what rifle you've got, it has to be 0.25s or below, which is not great.
It's not. It's a stupid rule. There is no way around
It
it.
is.
Like it
Yeah,
makes
look, it
no
is.
sense. Like I'm gonna be completely honest here. I was actually in contact with the sites and with their social media people or whoever is running it. So the owner or one of the marshals, and I just called them out and I was like, "What is the actual reasoning?" And their reasoning made a bit of sense, but like their reasoning is coming from a CQB site that they had limited they're saying, and as a result, they haven't fully got confident enough with like allowing heavier weight BBs until they do more tests themselves. But at the end of the day, like Irish limit is 1 joule, so
Yeah, I can't really.
it makes no difference the BB weight at all because
What is the highest size BB you can use for, say, I think the most powerful? You obviously be going for like a sniper rifle, like that'd be the most powerful, or the DMR or something like that. So like how?
Well,
I mean,
it doesn't.
there's no
like,
upper range.
it's different, like between like even Ireland and the UK limits, because like in
No, I'm
in
talking
UK,
about
you
range
can
of the
have-
BB. Like, so say if you
Oh,
wanted
well, it
a
all
basic
depends.
sniper, you wanted a heavier bullet because it
It all
could travel
depends.
further.
Like for my VSR, I like to use. Well, I've only used it once, but I was using 0.32s.
Okay.
Like I think that was getting about 240 FPS roughly, which is just under 1 joule.
That was 320.
No, so 328 FPS is based off 0.2 gram BB. So like if you're shooting 328 FPS on a 0.32 gram BB, that's probably looking at, I don't know, what's that, about 1.6, 1.7 joules maybe.
So joule
can't
is the
do the maths in my
force.
head.
The joule
Yeah.
is the kinetic energy.
Kinetic energy, yeah.
That's
So-
the speed or anything.
Yeah, no, the speed is the
I thought it was feet per second though.
yeah, but
Yeah, FPS, yeah.
Okay.
1 joule is 328 FPS with 0.28 BBs.
Okay, so it's
So
the force.
for
being
a
applied.
0.28, the speed of it is lowered. So the kinetic energy is still 1 joule.
Okay. So
Yeah, but there's obviously a bit of controversy around the weight limits because they have just today said they were going to up the allowance or the weight allowance in the BBs to what 0.28 or something, wasn't it? Or
0.28s or 0.3s on DMRs that can only go semi and sniper rifles, which is still, I mean, I would run that in my
a lot of people still use like 0.36 grams and 0.42s as well in their sniper rifles.
Yeah.
So like if I was running, I wouldn't be able to use my VSR up in Red Barn because I use 0.32s.
how far in terms of distance does that change?
Well, the heavier BBs retain their energy for much longer than the smaller ones. Like
10, 20 meters.
Yeah, it's something like that. It's significant enough. Yeah,
it is significant enough.
But you also have to have a gun that's powerful enough to get it out that far anyway.
So is there kind of thinking that maybe if you say have a heavy enough spring to launch that at that FPS, you might just put in 0.2s into that thing and launch the thing further?
Well, no, because even if you put the 0.2s in, it will still only be 328 FPS because
the heavier weight will be just slower.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's the only difference. When you go up with it to the Corona,
it's slower.
Yeah, it'll be slower coming out.
But it retains that energy for much longer.
Exactly.
Because there's not a lot of because the heavier weights are better against the wind and stuff.
And foliage.
So I'd say the 0.25 rule was in really because it was just CQB from what they're coming from. As I've said before already, like they're adapting to outdoor fields, and it seems like it's judging by the comments on the post today, it seems like it's a rude awakening for them. That they're coming to terms very quickly with you can't really just limit BB weights in an outdoor field because depending on the conditions, like conditions play a part in what weight BBs that I use as well sometimes. Like for my Crytek, I'd like to use like 0.28s, maybe 0.3s if I have them. But it depends on the conditions. So like if it's not really windy, I'd like to use 0.25s just because they're decent enough for it anyway. They hold a similar enough range, but like the 0.28s have a flatter arc on the shots, so they do go a bit further and then just drop off depending on how the hop up is set. But no, they seem to come into terms fairly quickly now.
I think they just don't. I also have a feeling that they just don't understand. Like whoever the marshals were, they were always just CQB based, and they never really have much experience with outdoors. Like most airsofters who like spend their time outdoors, they know all this kind of basic stuff. But as site owners, they should kind of have some knowledge that the eye protection, they're designed to basically take the hits.
Yeah.
Like above 1 joule. They're designed to take like European level of like 1.5 joule, etc. At point blank range.
Most of them are actually tested against much stronger than that.
Oh yeah, much stronger. They're probably 2 or 3 joules.
Yeah, but like we mentioned it in the in our first podcast, talking about getting started in airsoft and how spending money on eye protection is probably the most important thing to do. Like in one of the comments, I think somebody mentioned some of the people getting their eye pro from Wish or AliExpress and stuff. Yeah. Like I wouldn't be doing that. Like what you're going to spend a $5 on something that can, like
it's costing the exact same. You're waiting several months and you're spending the exact same amount as going to an Irish shop
and you just don't know what you're going to get from it.
I think, did I give you my eye protection or was it?
No, you took them.
Right, yeah, they're great. Honestly, I wish I could actually probably link it in the description or something. But those are, I know y'all use mesh, but those ones are extremely good. I think I spent a bit of money on them though. I didn't fucking cheap out because I was like, my eyes, I need them.
Yes,
but
exactly.
I actually have some Canadian eye protection here if you want to see some.
Oh.
1 sec.
See this Canadian eye protection now.
So this is what you call Canadian eye protection. So I've heard they use them in the mountains though.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is
Traditional, is it?
traditional. The natives invented this technique of the white with the multicolored lenses. Now, I don't know what they're tested up to, but I think they're tested up to about 7 joules.
The Inuits developed that, did they?
Yes. How do you know
fair.
that? Jesus, you're very well researched, aren't you?
Listen now. I may be a Kildare man, but jeez, I know some stuff.
I've also got some of the old frat boy eye protection here if you want to.
Oh God.
Yeah. This is tested up to whatever bottle cap you can throw at it. So I don't know how fast you can throw a bottle cap. So yeah, I mean, we've all spent quite a lot of money just on eye protection alone, but
being personally honest, I haven't. Like, these are my two here. Like, these are mesh goggles and these are glass goggles, and between both of them I spent 25-30 euros.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying like in reference to the $5 that was spent on Wish.
Are your mesh glasses Neutral, are they?
Yeah, these are Neutral mesh goggles.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because they're very, very good. They're the ones I've got as well.
Yeah. Like these cost a
they cost about 10-15 quid.
Yeah,
like
and this costs 10-15 quid as well.
Yeah, but the ones that I'll probably be using throughout the summer, my sunglass versions, they're great. I got them when I got back into Airsoft 2 years ago. They're, I think, ICS Airsoft, so that they're specifically made for Airsoft. They're able to take up to 5 joules of energy, so they're great. I've never had a problem with them apart from fucking up. That's because I'm a sweatbox. So yeah. Have you ever wondered what it must be like to be the best driver in the world? Well, thanks to this week's sponsor, you can learn from the best in the Yang School of Motoring. With only 4 crashes and 2 pending lawsuits, you can rest assured that you're always in the best of hands. I've borne witness to Yang's incredible driving skills in the past, and I can assure you that you'll be on the edge of your seat the entire time. Thank you for your continued support, Yang.
And a word from our sponsor. Thank you, Yang, once again. Wow, that guy is really
generous.
Really helping us out. Oh, I can't believe it.
He's also our Patreon supporter for the year, actually.
No.
Wow.
Oh, I know. So generous.
I can't believe that. One of our OnlyFans.
He actually donated me a kidney as well.
Fucking hell.
He's some guy, I tell you.
He gave us a $5 on OnlyFans there.
He's also our main. He's getting so many subs on Twitch as well.
Dude, I can't believe it. Oh yeah, I'm not streaming actually because I haven't got my stream set up ready. Yeah, I'll do it for next. I'm sorry. What's his name?
Yeah, that one guy who joined last time and left a strange message.
Words of wisdom.
If it wasn't someone from the stream, I should have got the bottle of water over here. So thirsty, but
yeah, no. Unfortunately, I feel like the site just doesn't fully understand BB weights and they understand the basics of the Irish law, but they don't understand just the significance of different BB weights and how the speed drops and the actual power that's involved, etc. Like, they just know the kind of entry-level knowledge.
I was just kind of sad that my last time going wasn't at Urban Assault, so I get to just see.
Yeah, well, see, we booked Red Barn before you got word that would be your last time. So
yeah.
Can you just do the cough for me one last time?
Sorry, Johnny.
Sorry, well, you won't even do this.
He's not watching this. Definitely not.
No, but I will return to Urban Assault for one last session. But yeah, I don't think I'll be airsofting over here for a while. But what's our next topic, guys? What are we moving on to next?
Well,
future purchases,
maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, future purchases. While you're on the topic of not playing airsoft for a while, I know you bought now a new weapon the other day, but
this is a Irish-made 65 30. Nice. Shoots slitters. Pretty good. No, this is just a hurl, but it is supposed to mimic like shape of what would have been like
a musket.
Back in those days, yes. But before it was meant to mimic like axes and stuff. I actually wouldn't mind bringing these to an airsoft event as like a you know,
Melee
a little
weapon.
joke melee weapon or something like that, and I can just smack someone across the head with a helmet. Yeah. As mentioned before, I now live in Vancouver. I moved here yesterday, and will be living here for the foreseeable future. So, I think it might be actually interesting to talk about the bill real quick. If
Yeah,
y'all
the
have
main
more
reason why we
information than I
sent you
do.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our reporter in the field, Peter O'Hanra.
Sorry, I'll get him.
Oh, sorry. Oh, you go get him, will you? He always does this.
Oh, I know.
Peter, like, come on. Jesus.
I'm not even making his bed.
We send him halfway across the world and he's late for his own bloody interview.
You'd think he would at least make his bed as well before coming on and doing this interview.
You now join me live.
Peter.
It's the scene. Yes.
Peter.
Yes.
When we ask you to join the call, we want you to join the call on time.
But you said join at. I know, but I'm early.
No, Peter.
It's 9 o'clock here. You told me to
Peter,
join at 4. I'm still here.
Peter, we called upon you and you left. We need you to join the calls on time.
Yeah, but I'm here early.
Did you
it's
at
only
least
9 o'clock here.
Did you at least get any information on Bill C-21, Peter?
C-21. Yes.
Yeah.
The reason why we sent you there.
This is what they're planning and using
Peter,
as the airsoft guns over here.
Peter,
What?
we just saw that in a previous segment.
Oh.
That's not an airsoft gun.
But it has
That's
a,
an
it has
Irish.
a trigger. It has
That's
a trigger.
that's
It has
an
a trigger.
Irish 65-30.
But it has a trigger.
Peter, did you do any research into the topic at all? Tell the truth, Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's that in the notes there, Peter? Like,
There's something there.
would you mind
What
reading it
there?
out there for me?
It's a shopping list. It's a shopping list. I'm sorry.
Peter O'Hanrahan, thank you.
No problem.
We're not annoyed, we're just disappointed.
Yeah, for Bill C-21.
Sorry, I couldn't find Peter. Did you find him?
Yeah, he was here for a minute and we told him
What do
off.
you mean?
So,
Okay, right. Yeah, well, I didn't see him.
fair enough.
Yeah.
C-21, I think you might know a bit, Tom, do you?
Yeah, I believe there's an issue with like just generally having things that look like firearms.
Yeah.
In general, and it came off the back of the assault rifle ban,
That's right.
Yeah.
and they've reduced all the magazine capacities to 5, I believe.
Yeah, I think the main focus of this, I only did a small bit of research into it now, but I think it's mainly because of ghost guns, and so like there were a lot of, well, I say a lot, around the Toronto area. There was like a lot of ghost guns popping up that were like they had no serial numbers, and there were parts of different guns, but a lot of the kits were actually coming from like airsoft gear as well. So like, they take like the
Barrel or something off it.
not even the barrel. Like like some of them are like one-use guns, which would be like just you could use an airsoft gun for, because like they won't hold up under pressure of multiple uses. But like they want to, I think the Canadian authorities wanted to stamp down on just the amount of them popping up and around the place. And that's one of the things. I could be completely wrong because I did read into it.
Can I share my screen for 1 second?
Yes,
Yeah,
of
sure.
course.
Because I'm just researching this now on the side while listening to you.
Yeah,
But it seems like they want to change what they're classified as to replica weapons, which will become illegal under their Firearms Act. But do you want to see something funny?
Sure.
What is Trudeau known for?
Being the son of Fidel Castro.
That too, but also for getting caught with photos from his past, like this one here. Look, I have no stake in Canadian politics at the moment, considering I'm literally only here not many days.
Is it even 24 hours?
Actually, yeah. Right now, 24 hours illegal, a legal citizen, but I'm a legal person to be here. So yeah, it looks like he wanted your vote then. Hypocrisy, blah blah blah. I'm not into being a left or right wing person in Canada. I don't even know what the fuck the spectrum is at the moment. So, but yeah, it seems like that's the kind of plan. What you're saying with the ghost weapons is to put them under replica weapons to then ban them. If that goes through, the whole fucking thing's gone. Apparently, paintball is in trouble too.
Yeah, I think they're falling under the same kind of categories, aren't they?
Yeah, but there does seem to be a bit more. Now, I did look yesterday to see if there's any updates on YouTube from some of the big Canadian airsofters like House Gamers Airsoft, but there hasn't been anything really in the last month or 2 months. But from the last month or two, there seemed to be a bit more traction with
against it or for
against C21, with a lot more like Canadian members of Parliament actually going out to airsoft fields and seeing what it was, and getting in touch with not just like site owners but like shop owners and the guys who actually go airsofting, and like it's going to take away so much of people's livelihoods as well.
Yeah. I think once they really speak to the people who are involved with it, they realize it's okay. But I also don't understand gun culture in Canada. None of us here do. We don't know what that feels like. We don't know what their kind of opinions are like. I know that I would like to own firearms because I like shooting in general. But if I'm not going to advocate that it should be easy to get firearms, I'll always advocate for extreme background checks and extreme conditions to be put on people owning firearms. 100%. I'm all for that. I do like owning firearms. I like shooting. I don't really see that. I know crime in Vancouver is very low, so I wouldn't be getting for crime reasons. But look, I'm not going to really speak too much heavily on being opinionated on something that I don't really have.
Naturally.
But I don't know. It's definitely food for thought. I think if anyone sees this from Canada, please let me know or help me out. Or hey, if you want to go airsofting soon enough, let me know.
Or if there's any single women close by, also get in touch with Tom.
Plus women. Plus women. I mean, yeah, anyone. But I feel like a kid. I feel like I'm gonna have to go back to our first episode and pay attention to our own tips. But do I even want to know what? Well, I suppose we'll move on to a new topic because that's a whole other kettle of fish that I'll research more.
Well, we were going to go into future purchases, but we just went into
C21. But I was about to ask, do I even want to know what Stephen has planned? Because Stephen, you have a lot more to do with your own weapons right now, no?
Yeah, I have a lot of things that I'm currently looking at my own guns. Like I need to get more mags and some other kit for my MP7. I want to get a suppressor and more mags and some other small bits and pieces for the MP7. But in terms of my next big purchase, I reckon it's going to be another M249. I reckon it'll be an M249 Para or probably an AK. One of those two guns.
The
M249, it's a light machine gun.
Yeah.
Okay. Or what did you say? An AK?
An AK, yeah, because I only have an AK. Like my first gun was an AK from Connor, and that's.
Will I have a stock?
I mean,
will have a stock.
It still works, kind of. I butchered it, but it works. But I do need a new one. I want an AK. I like my AKs.
Yeah. Connor, I'm actually going to ask: are you going to use my AK at the next game? Or what?
Oh, 100%. 100% I am.
I want to see some videos of that. I really hope it's cared for and used
it will
quite
be.
regularly.
It will be.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to Yang.
Huh? No, it's staying with me.
No, actually, Yang would be good with that lightweight.
Oh no! I'm using that. I want to use that.
I do think it would be cool to put a stock on it though. Just like a foldable stock, maybe. Because it has that. Bit
like a mine.
Yeah,
kind of like a mine. Yeah.
But Stephen, what are you getting for the MP7? Are you gonna get like Red Dot?
I'm going to get a
or what?
suppressor for it, like the proper
It needs
official licensed suppressor that costs like £100. I'm going
It's
to get
screaming
it.
for it, like.
Pardon?
It looks like it needs a suppressor.
Yeah.
It looks so much
it
cooler
does.
with it.
No, I'm going to kind of do the bells and whistles with it. I'm going to spend a couple hundred doing some stuff where I get a proper new box to store it in and everything.
Nice.
Like, it's going to be my primary, I reckon, for a while.
I think it's the nicest gun. I don't want to spoil any, but that's what I want to get. I want to get that MP7. Connor,
you're on
what's your
dark there,
plan?
I don't know what happened there with my light.
What's your plans?
Well, I haven't really got much plans with guns at the moment, to be honest. Like, the only one I really want is the MP5, the MP5K with the PDW stock on it, the SEMA CM041L. That's really it. Is the only gun that I want. But like, I want to do some upgrades to some of the guns as well. I want to put some upgrades into my VSR. Because now that I know that I love it, I want to actually make sure it's fine-tuned.
And would you do that yourself, or would you pass it on to something?
I'd do some of the easier ones myself. Like, I've done hot rubbers and stuff like that, and changing barrels. But when it comes to going into the gearbox and stuff like that, I'm not going to be doing that because I've got no clue with that.
Okay. And any chance you can put a new hopper on the Falcor?
I think a whole new.
I've got a hot rubber right here for a Tom.
Oh, does that say maple leaf on it?
Maple leaf hot rubbers.
Hey.
Yeah.
If I'm being completely honest, I'd probably switch out the entire hop-up mechanism for the Falcor.
Yeah, I was looking at getting like a CMC gear or something like that for it, but
Which
I think it's
rotary style.
yeah, a rotary style hop-up. I want to put in that.
I think if you got like a nice stock on that, put a new better internals on that, I think that's a lovely gun.
Yeah, no, it is, I think, but there is some work to be done with that. There's not a great rate of fire on it.
Yeah.
But like, because it's a length, the inner barrel is very long. You can just use it as the M4. So that's probably what I'd do with that.
Some heavyweight BBs in it and stuff, and
Type R barrel, heavyweight BBs.
Nice grip. If you can actually sort out that grip stuff, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that can be done easily enough.
There's not much, like, there's, like, if you don't want to open up the gearbox, there's a lot you can do with it just to improve the base of it. So just, like, Type R barrel would be the main thing, and switching out the hop-up rubber.
Yeah, like, but outside of guns and airsoft upgrades and stuff like that, it's really just gear. Like I mentioned earlier on, that it's gonna be I'm gonna get a ghillie suit, but really that and maybe a few other attachments for my plate carriers. That would be it.
You were talking about in the last episode about getting like a comm setup.
Oh yeah, well that's down the line.
Does that work now?
That's down the line.
I'm just gonna have a look outside for a second.
Sure. What is this comm sort of station you're thinking about setting up?
Oh, just so the way in the Second World War, you had like the backpack. The backpack just
Sorry about that.
Radios.
Yeah.
Well, basically just going to build one of them, just put a bow thing in it, and it could be a hollow box, and just want to have a phone that I can have on the outside of it. Now it's down the line for that, because I want to build it's one of the things I've mentioned multiple times, maybe not on the podcast, but I want to build a 101st Airborne impression kit.
Nice.
From probably Operation Operation Market Garden, from the failed invasion of Holland by the Allies, because for me that's when it was more refined, the kit and stuff. As you know, I'm a World War II junkie. I love it. Yeah. So it's just one of those things I wanted to do.
Fair.
But that's like, it'll cost like upwards of $1,000 to get everything done for that, and I want to actually have it right. I don't want to half-ass it.
Yeah, nice. Kind of like yourself, I'm starting again from scratch. I have nothing. I literally have Canadian eye protection, 2 hurls, and clothes that I brought. So I left all my gear to the lads. They can do whatever they want with them. They can use them as much as they want. Mostly just kind of Steven to look after them. So I don't know. I think I want to get the MP7 first because I just think it's the most real life gun that I've shot. The Glock is really close. The Glocks are really, really close to real life. I've shot a lot of Glocks before, and they feel great. But I don't know. I'll have to see what the scene is like out here to really figure out what's going on. And my kind of style of play lends itself to like lightweight carry, kind of running and gunning sort of stuff, and like sneaking behind.
Would you get your AK again?
Yeah, I'd get an AK again. A lightweight. I put a foldable stock or something like that.
Sure.
So I think it'd be something to really kind of, run around with again, and then I don't know. I'm really not sure. It's tough. I mean, I'd like the idea of the MP7 simply because just lightweight, running around, sneaking around the back of people and stuff, and wearing all black essentially. But once again, I'll have to feel it out. It's gonna hit the summer here, and it gets really fucking humid over here. So
yeah,
especially if it's up in the mountains and stuff like that, where it's like, yeah, it'd just be sweaty. And there's a possibility of bears, man. Bears everywhere apparently. So I have no idea on brands and stuff like that what to get or what. I don't even know if Taiwan Gun delivers out here because we'll find that out.
I know there's one. I only know one airsoft shop in Canada, and it's Toronto Airsoft.
Yeah, same.
They have a lot of YouTube videos that I watched. I have had a look at their website.
Linked up with an airsoft crook right here.
I did read that. I did read that. Yeah. But no, like I don't know how much it would be for getting started back in airsoft over in Canada, but like as you said, like all you really need is the bare essentials. Like,
yeah, but come on.
I know, but like you get the plate carrier, you get your or not even a plate carrier, just get your chest rig, get your AK with a drum mag, and you're away. You don't even need spare mags.
So you can order stuff from e-bike. I'm sure they would be cheap enough to get to
Canada. Oh yeah, e-bike, Airsoft GI, Airsoft Station. There's a lot of them in the United States that would deliver up to Canada. So
what about the import tax?
I don't think it's too much.
You'd have to look into it, but other than that, then you just stick to it.
Really, is it?
Yeah, it is. Even for like tech parts, it's a lot.
Okay.
Well, then you're probably just better off sticking with Toronto Airsoft or just investigating then.
That's why I brought my fucking graphics card. I brought my graphics card in my carry-on luggage. Like I don't know if you can see it like over there, but that black box right there is my graphics card. So yeah. Any other notable things we need to discuss on this episode, or should we take another message from our sponsor?
Oh, sure, we'll take a message from our sponsor, I suppose.
All right, take it away.
Have you ever wondered what to do with your discretionary spending? Well, with Bradley's Financial Consultancy, you can. Hey, don't suppose anyone wants to buy a G&G CM16 LMG? I know this is supposed to be an ad for Bradley's Financial Institution, but hey, this is much better. So give Bradley your money today and everything will be okay. Oh, jeez. It's not Yang. It's Bradley. Oh, jeez. Fair play to you, Bradley.
We're really branching out now. 2 sponsors in one video.
Oh, that's incredible.
I also hear we might have one from a man in Tesco's, no?
Oh, no, that's somewhere down the line, I believe.
Somewhere in the works, is it? Yeah.
That's in the works now. That's in the works.
Our war correspondent, is it?
The man in the field.
Peter O'Hanrahan. It's just because his name's also Thomas. It's also Thomas Peter O'Hanrahan.
That's right.
But, I think we'll wrap it up, guys.
Yeah, I think
I think we're good at that.
All right, join us next week where we discuss if we can still get our virginity cards back or if it's too late.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below if you want to fight Tom from Canada.
Yeah, please. I need friends over here. Well, friends who play Airsoft. I got friends, but I don't play with friends who play Airsoft.
Oh, there you go. All right, guys. Thank you.
Bippity boppity boop.